Hello. Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have from 1964 and almost a sure older than that, but the company's saying 64, okay? But that's not correct. But anyway, Lord Calvert Canadian imported Canadian whiskey. This a bottle from the Beam Suntory days. Introduced in 1964, like I'm saying, but actually before that, yes, this is usually the time when the Kansas City Southern eastbound is coming through. Sold to Beam Suntory, I think. Beam Company used to be Beam Company in 1991 by Seagram's, who was getting rid of a lot of their brands. Didn't help them because they still went out of business in the year 2000. And then Beam Suntory sold it off to Luxco about 4 years ago. I believe it was 2015. Not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure. This is the Beam Suntory bottle design. Same bottle as Kessler, American blended whiskey. All right. Then they went to a smooth bottle with Luxco, and then 2 years ago with the squared off 1960s style, heavily embossed bottle. Very nice looking bottle. I saw that they also introduced the Lord Calvert Black, which I had a chance to buy and did not do. Thinking I could get it over here. I cannot. I felt stupid. It's too late now. But that's all right. No biggie. Would have been nice. So here is Heir to the Throne. You say, what? Yeah, Heir to the Throne. Interesting bottle design. Little squared off. They're both 750 milliliters. Plastic covering, which comes off. Actual cork. It's tight too. All right. Bought this at Walmart, of all places. Only place I've ever seen it in my life. It was about $15.65, and that's on a closeout. Lord Calvert, good whiskey to complement even better company. And I have you as company, the viewers. Lord Calvert is a Canadian whiskey through and through. Simple, crisp, and surprisingly smooth. Yeah. Feel right at home whenever whiskey can be enjoyed. Made to pass around, not pass judgment. So you can read into a lot of things there. Simple. That means it's not much to it. Not to pass judgment. In other words, it's inexpensive, so don't make fun of people when they drink it. All right. Don't even think about finding a website for this. I don't even think that Rebel Spirits got bought out. I looked at their website, and it linked me to another company. This was never listed on their website to start with. All right. It's got a complicated, glossy paper tape, adhesive label. I think they're trying to, to some extent, do a Crown Royal type presentation, but I don't think people bought it. Product of Canada, Heir to the Throne, matured in oak casks, ultra smooth blended Canadian whiskey. Not too sure about that. Got about 40% of the bottle left. You say, what's even the point? What's the point of doing this taste challenge where the whiskey can't nobody get? Hey, I like that good English. That ain't good grammar. Yeah, you could. I would not necessarily take issue with what you're saying. What is the point? If you said, I'm not watching this video because I can't get that whiskey and I don't want to see it, I wouldn't take, like I said, I wouldn't take issue with that. I would say, yeah, that's what I would do. I hear Terry out there with that compressed air right now. It's not even 6 a.m. Central Time. I always defended him and said he never started all that racket before 6, nor continued after 11 p.m., but I may have to retract that. Anyway. So there's Heir to the Throne. Ta-da. Same level. Got it right. Didn't think I'd make it. Now, my prediction, all right, is that oh, and I went to the LSU game yesterday. Utah State at LSU. I thought Utah State would do better, but they couldn't even score a touchdown through interceptions and everything. They had a good record, only one loss before they played LSU, but 42-6. I got a ticket for free. That was good. Somebody just handed me a ticket. You need a ticket? I said, yeah, how much? You can have it. That's a good price. And I was able to sit in the shade the whole time because it was so incredibly hot, sunny, 92 degrees. It should not be in the 90s in October, but I said it's getting so warm, I'm going to turn liberal. I'm going to start having Marxist-Leninist beer reviews instead of, Louisiana beer reviews. Going to have socialism beer reviews. All right, anyway, I think the Heir to the Throne is going to lose this contest because I think it's not a very good whiskey, and it's got some gamey flavor, some strange flavor, and the Lord Calvert is candy-like. It's got some unusual caramel candy, honeycomb cereal taste, but it's nice. It's doesn't make you go, ugh, So 3-year aged. Heir to the Throne, no age statement. Says aged in oak, matured in oak cask. That's a meaningless statement because all Canadian whiskeys matured in oak cask, but they know some customers don't know that, so they'll see that and say, oh, wow, that's something. It's got a handle bottle, like there's indentions on the side where you can grab it, like a handle, like that. Interesting bottle, for such a mysterious product. Now, their color is the same, gold and gold, same shade of gold. So that's not an issue. That's not an issue. That's not an issue. I could smell something kind of rough sitting back here away from the desk. This old office desk from probably the 1940s, leather topped. Huge steel, weighs so much. That's what I want to do. Spill it? No, I don't. Hold on a second. I had a little accident. Not much of one. The thing that surprises me the most is that both of these glasses are still intact, because I've broken so many glasses over the years just by you keep fooling with them all the time, they're invariably going to fall over. And these Glencairn glasses are so flimsy. I mean, they just break. Now, one broke because that, if you saw the video, that Glenmorangie bottle, 10-year age, slipped out my hand. It just slipped, and then the neck came down, bam, hit the glass and shattered. I was worried I got cut, but I looked down and said, "Ooh, okay." There's glass everywhere, so I would have shattered maybe even I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have shattered it. But then the other glass, I had it in the sink, and then just something tipped and barely hit it, and it cracked. I said, these things are the most flimsiest glasses. The most flimsiest glasses in the world. John Anile gave 4 of them to me. I said, you shouldn't have spent that money on me. He said, I didn't spend any money. I had credit on Amazon, which came from spending money. But I said, well, hey, here we go. I'm going to see how fast I can do it. My prediction, Lord Calvert will win. And secondly, price. Yeah, Lord Calvert, $10.99. Heir to the Throne, $15.65. It's about $10 too expensive. Anyway, not only will Lord Calvert win, I will get it on aroma only. I think I will be able to guess on aroma only. So 5:48 Central Daylight Time, October 6, 2019. Still dark outside. You see, now if we had regular time, me and my father were ranting about ranting about daylight savings time yesterday, how much we hate it. But if we had regular time at this time of the day, 5:49 a.m., it would be daylight already. Not dawn, but like daylight. It was really 4:49. But that's all right. Let's get off of that. Okay, that smells like Lord Calvert, but I'm not sure. GMJK. Good morning. I'm having a sip of Heaven Hill to start off my Sunday. Heaven Hill blended, Heaven Hill straight bourbon, Heaven Hill bottled and bond, Heaven Hill. I know there's a black label and a green label. So when you say Heaven Hill, that can mean many things. You see, this has that kind of, I don't know what it is. It's like too much oak. You say too much oak. Okay, you really are a whiskey guy. No, it's something burning about it. This Heir to the Throne. It's like, makes you jump back. You say it's probably too much rye, and since you're weak and you can't appreciate the good life, you think it's bad. Maybe. There's an underlying caramel aroma too. I think that's Heir to the Throne. I'd like to know what throne is going to inherit. Golly, I really spilled more than I thought. It's a little peppery. All right, all right. Okay, so on aroma, I couldn't really get it. It's white label. It says straight bourbon whiskey with no age saving, so I think it's 4 years. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's okay. We don't get any of that over here. We only get the Heaven Hill blended, which ain't that good. That's got to be Heir to the Throne. I think what's got me off on it is the rye content. Like it's too riled up. It's getting me riled up. It's got too much rye. You see, I know what some viewers are going to say. It can't have too much rye, dumb. It's just the way it's made. Okay, everything's not going to taste like candy, rock candy, and candy corn, because you got a sweet tooth and you can't handle real whiskey. Okay, you still at the baby stage. That's why you want everything sweet. You need to go eat one of those. You need to go suck on one of those rings. You know, those candy rings with the red. I know that's what people would say. And I would say, maybe that's the case. Maybe I'm at the baby stage. But I don't know. I just think the Lord Calvert has a more pleasant flavor. Smoother. They say smooth and simple. I got to pour some more because I spilled half. You know what I said about these taste challenges, though? One thing will bring out characteristics in the other thing that you never would have picked up with a previous comparison. Because like when I did Windsor, Canadian Windsor, it was very similar to the Lord Calvert. Not the same, but similar. So it was like sweet versus sweet, rock candy versus rock candy, candy corn versus candy corn with a slight rye. So, but this Heir to the Throne, which is so heavily rye, like the Bellows Club whiskey, like the, well, I mean, I've had Sazerac rye, which is rye whiskey, and then, but in that case, it's not too heavily rye because it's like it's made to be. I had the Canadian Hunter, you know, the Hunter rye, which is 90 proof, so that changes things. And then my friend David had that with me, and we both liked it a lot. So it's, you got to take these things into account, and especially when you compare one to the other, it can really throw you off. But see, there's some weird twang in the nose on this one. I don't know what that is, what that twist is. I didn't add anything to it. Oh, strange. It's like Doctor Strange. Dr. Stephen Strange. Can't figure it out. How do you think it feels? when you've been up for 5 days straight. Listen, babe. Well, like John Lennon said, well, 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 well. I think this is Lord Calvert, and I like it as a little sweeter. So I'm voting. I'm voting for Lord Calvert as the winner, based on this little bit of fluid in here because I dumped some of it out. I think I spilled it a little bit. Okay. Well, would I recommend Lord Calvert? Yes. $10.99 or less. That's nothing. Would I recommend Heir to the Throne? Not for $15.65. Maybe if you saw it for $10, but you're not gonna see it at all. I don't know what that is. That's it's like heavily caramel candy, like a Werther's original Riesling. That was a closeout sale, $15.65. So it was actually more expensive than that. I think the regular price like $30. I was like, who would pay $30 for that? Apparently nobody. That's why they had it on closeout. They had it in that gift box, trying to be all fancy like Crown Royal with nobody buying it, nobody never hearing of it. I'm sure Walmart got it. Like some company said, hey, you want to try this out? Walmart said, oh, all right. But if it doesn't sell, they ain't never buying it again. Okay, so there you go. Heir to the Throne. Do I have a lot more challenges to do with it? You can see that. I got a lot of tastings coming from this bottle. It's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's not terrible. I think the Gibson's Finest Rare 12-year age that I got planned for Tuesday is kind of terrible. I had some Canadian people, I'm telling you, they used to watch every video I made and be commenting, hey, Ronster, hey, my man, hey, my pal, hey, guy, man, how's it going, eh? And then I said that, Gibson's Finest Rare wasn't so great. And then I didn't hear from them too much anymore. They were like, I got to turn my back on you. How dare you insult the greatest whiskey in Canada? I was like, I didn't insult it. I said it wasn't that good. I get the feeling, and I've run across this many times in the beer reviewing hobby. People are all on you. I'm on your team, man. I'm in your corner. Even one of the fellow beer reviewers told me that. I'm in your corner. I said, oh, good. Then you don't 100% back up something that they love. And they're like, hey, you know what, bro? You mad, bro? I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. It's like, okay, but I never could really get a grasp of madness and insanity and snarkiness, and just overall stupidity. But that's all right, because you never know about people till you start talking to them. And I'm not trying to be ugly, but I don't understand everything. Especially that. Because, I have a childlike approach to it. It's like, oh, we just drinking stuff and trying it and talking about it, and we're all having a good time. And then you get the other people, no, it is not like that. Because you mentioned in a comment something about politics, and I was very offended. And I'm like, so what does that have to do with what you were just telling me a week ago? Don't let internet people get you down. I don't either. I don't really. It's not so much getting me down, G and JK. It's just like, it's hard to believe that people think that way. Like people, I'm thinking to myself, people literally are like this in real life. It must be very bad to have such a mindset. It's somewhat of like a derangement, or like a modern day 21st century dementia in some ways. Maybe it's a dementia caused by mass media conditioning, I think. But I was inoculated against that years ago by studying certain things. All right, but anyway, so it's more like it's almost like a bemusement in some ways. But like you're saying, internet people, because in real life, I don't necessarily run into that kind of thinking. You do, but it's uncommon. Whereas on the internet, it's common to run into that sort of deranged, like I say, 21st century sort of like dementia. And I mean, you could be 20-something years old and have this dementia. It's peculiar. All right. Well, anyway, back to this. I think this is the Lord Calvert. But you know, I had a lot of preconceived ideas about this taste challenge, and they're not coming true. And this is not that uncommon. I thought it was going to just be clear cut, about the most clear cut thing you ever heard of. And I got to tell you, it's not coming across like that. It had nothing to do with me sloshing it around, almost spilling. It had nothing to do with me talking about internet, 21st century quasi dementia, or any of that. It's just that they're not tasting that differentiated. I guess that's why it's called a taste challenge. Don't let them bring you down. It's only castles burning. I'm very reluctant to say this because people are going to call me out and say, well, you know, back in April, you said blah, 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 blah about it. Yeah, well, I don't really call myself to account as much as viewers because things change or can seem to change based on what you're tasting. So I think maybe this is the rebel spirits, you know, the heir to the throne. And I don't think it's inferior to the Lord Calvert. It is strange, but maybe I was thinking strange meant bad or something, and I wasn't necessarily tuned in properly or something. All right, so I think this is the heir to the throne. I got to go watch the news. It is heir to the throne. I knew something was telling me you better watch it. There's something a little twangy about it. Okay, well, all right. I have to admit these things. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I get confused, I'm confused. And if I'm a little off track, I'm off track. But I always try to be honest and admit it. Could I tell them apart? Yes. Was it easy like I thought? No, it wasn't. That's the challenge part of the taste challenge. All right. Well, thanks for watching this video production. Very fascinating. I'm a little shocked, but I'm fascinated. And that's the important part. To keep your interest level. It sure has it's got my attention. Thanks for watching this video production.